How's it going there, everyone? A huge thank you to everyone who came out to the concert. It was a phenomenal success. Alistair, we did it, man, despite all the odds against us and despite being COVID. COVID could not stop Xanderwolf, as we know of now. It was really good. It was really fun. I'm glad the people enjoyed. For the people who couldn't come, it's okay, no worries. For the people who didn't want to come, it's okay, screw you. This is Seek and You Will Find. And I remember when I wrote this song, I started off with electronic pianos. So you have the lead at the beginning, right? So after those pads kind of take over, we have this piano that just kind of comes in, right? It's the only time you'll ever hear it. So we go into this arpeggiated drone. Drones are those wah songs, the sounds like a daga 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 daga. So if you can hear it, hear it all together, and then here's where the show. For the first, we kind of just want to calm it down, bring things down a bit, and just make it very simple, which I have a electronic piano literally playing for the verses, and then the guitars that you hear in the backtrack. They come in with a lead. And then the shaker for the first chorus. It's just the electric piano and the shaker. You start building it up again, kind of bring in some hard kicks and a tambourine. And what you're gonna do for the climax of the breakdown, you're gonna put a pause at the end and the build up. Pause, bring it all back in. Leave a little space with just the beat playing, then you bring it into verse 2 in 3, 2, 1, here we go. So this is what I like to do with all my verses in general. The first verse is way different from the second verse. So as you can hear here, compared to the second verse, right? So you hear the difference in between the two. They're similar, but they're different. So you're taking people on a journey and you have to lead them. You kind of have to guide them with the music, and instrument wise, you have to guide them musically into the next part of the song, right? So you're like, all right, cool. We're going to dive here into the first verse, die down, bring the chorus, then the breakdown, bring it up, and then bring it down again. And then for the second verse, bring it a little medium. You don't want to go too high to the climax. That's what you leave the bridge for. And that's how you kind of create the whole process. The inspiration actually for this came from my father and stuff, because he grew up in Guatemala. For those of you who don't know what Guatemala is, our family is Guatemalan and Spanish, from Spain and Guatemala. He's kind of the one that got me into traveling, who got me into venturing. I get the music side from him. So he had a venture out from his home native land, and he just made a life for himself. Like he refused to give up and be stuck in his position where he was at. And I kind of learned this from him with every job experience I've had, with every negative experience I have. I refuse to stay stuck in that position. If I'm gonna get out, it's because I want to get out, and if there's an opportunity, I will die trying and striving for that way out until I get there. I don't stop for nothing. Like this whole album thing, even traveling and stuff, like I remember my old friends, I was like, it would be cool to start a band together, and no one kind of supported me in this music thing aspectly, and then that's where Xanderwolf was born, and kind of just like making this whole thing on my own, and kind of just being self-made, because like, you know, people refused to help me out. So I was just like, all right, screw everybody else, no offense to those people. It's just sometimes if you want something done right, you got to do it on your own. And yeah, I refused to give up on my dream. This is everything I've ever wanted, so I had to seek and find it out. Like, I'm kind of self-taught, like all this was just literally trial and error. That's how I kind of made these songs. That's how I made a whole album by myself, because I refused to give up, you know, and I put in the hard work, and I took time to study. It's funny, God has a sense of humor, because I hate reading and writing, and I'm a songwriter and I like making this stuff. But this stuff is really fun, you know, it's like just kind of figuring out what sounds goes in. As a songwriter, when you're writing your own album, you have to kind of see what fits, what sound goes where, because if it's just like too boring, there's no excitement. So there has to be excitement, creativity, and kind of your own personal experiences. That's what you're putting into your music when you're writing it, and that's what the experience I have when I'm creating something. Go and seek it out, and you will find the grand design. Take a risk and let go of all your fear. Oh, and dream with no doubt, and face the tide, enjoy the ride. I never thought that I would make it here, so seek and you will find. So yeah, guys, I literally never thought I would make it here, but I had to, instead of not trying, try. Some people don't even try, you know, and they're just like, nah. But guys, don't be worried. People are always gonna talk, and just all you gotta do, smile, nod, and you know, because it's not their dream. You know, no one's gonna fight hard for your dream as much as you are. And if people see that, then they'll line up with you. Do I consider me not being famous yet a failure? No, I consider it a learning experience. So that way, when you do get to that point, you take in all the hard work that it took to get there, and you take in everything that you've learned on the way. So it's a learning experience, guys. Life is a learning experience, and I say you just roll with that. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was part 7 Behind the Artist series, and I'll catch you on the next one. Send her out.